What's up, Chris, VA Travels, and I just walked through Harlem. I'm in New York. I'm now Washington Heights, northern end of Manhattan, and I'm headed to the Jumel Morris Mansion. And yeah, I think I'm gonna be about 5 minutes late, but yeah, hopefully I can still catch the tour. So, see what this place is all about. Okay, here we are, the MORRIS-JUMEL house. I think I had said that backwards earlier. And just finished the house tour. And it was pretty thorough. It was, they gave me a guided tour, then they let me walk around on my own. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, so this is the oldest surviving home in Manhattan, built 1765 by Roger Morris. He was a British general in the French Indian War, an acquaintance of George Washington, and he and his wife lived here until the outbreak of the Revolutionary War, where they had fled back to England. The house was confiscated, and in 1776 this was used as a headquarters for George Washington. Stayed here during the Battle of Harlem Heights, his first major victory. I was here about 5 weeks. That would be September into October. And I can tell you, at one time it served as a tavern, served as a farmhouse. It was a tavern on the Albany Post Road, a road that ran from New York to Albany, of course. Then eventually the house was purchased by a French wine merchant. That would be Stephen Jumel. He lived here with his wife, Eliza Jumel. And she was quite a character, famous socialite here in New York. She came from poverty and rose to become the wealthiest woman in Manhattan. So yeah, they lived here quite a long time. Stephen ended up dying in a carriage accident. Well, he was in a carriage accident. 10 days later he died of pneumonia. And then Eliza married Aaron Burr. They were married inside in the parlor, and these are made to look like stone, but they're actually wood, similar to Mount Vernon. So that house isn't in very good shape, and the guide had told me that New York dedicated $2 million, I believe, to the restoration. So hopefully they fix this thing up. Yeah, certain areas you can't walk. Back there they've got it blocked off, supposedly, I guess, tree branches that have been falling. So yeah, you can see the Palladian style with the giant portico protruding there. The lunette window up there. Trying to show off my architecture knowledge. Yeah, pretty nice house. So yeah, after the Jumels lived here, the house was three other families lived here until it was taken over by the Daughters of the Revolution. And the last lady, the last family that lived here, yeah, they had stipulated the house had to be used as a museum when it was purchased. So back here, this octagon room. And you can see there's a widow's walk up there that's in need of repair. And yeah, we're the second highest point in Manhattan. You can see Harlem River over there. Hudson River back there. Yeah, like I say, this area is kind of cut off. Some sort of dependency back there. I'm not sure what that is. All right, looks like a little herb garden, sundial there in the middle. And yeah, I'm not sure what this outhouse is, but yeah, you can see pretty good view here up on these heights. up on Washington Heights. And yeah, Japanese painted firm, fairy bells, tick seed. Okay, upstairs. And first I'm walking back here to George Washington's war room. And like I say, he was lived here about 5 weeks. Stayed here September 1776 into October. And you can see the octagon shape. We're right above the octagon room below us. And story goes, he had fled defeat, Battle of Long Island, came out here, set up camp. This was his headquarters during the Battle of Harlem Heights, his first major victory. And he had chosen this house. He was an acquaintance of Roger Morris from their French-Indian War days. Oh, and something to note, this kind of reddish-orange color is known as Chinese red. It's also called persimmon. So, and then George Washington came back out here 1790 while president for a celebration. Thomas Jefferson, Henry Knox, John Adams were all here as well. All right, here, and this is the bedchamber of William Chase. And William Chase was the son of his adopted daughter, so I guess kind of her grandson. This display over here, dedicated to Caddy Brownell. And she enlisted in the Union Army along with her husband during the Civil War. She was in the color guard. And she saw action in the first Battle of Bull Run. And it says she waved the colors high as Confederate bullets whizzed by. She was also the only female to receive discharge papers from the Union Army, and she was one of the few women to receive a pension. So kind of interesting. And back here, Eliza's bedchamber. And yeah, you can see the French, they call it the emperor style, the furniture. Some old photographs. And 3 families lived in the house after the Jumels, before it was acquired by the Daughters of the Revolution. And this is just a photography display of just some shots of the area. And then back here, Aaron Burr's bedchamber. And yeah, like I say, after Stephen Jumel passed away, she married Aaron. And she filed divorce papers 4 months after they had gotten married. Supposedly he was spending her money. They think he was 77, I believe, when they got married, or at least he was in his 70s. She was in her 50s. They think she married him just for the prestige. Obviously, he was vice president. And they think maybe he married her because of her money. Yeah, anyway, so this is his bedchamber. All right, that's upstairs. Okay, this is gonna be it. I'm down in the basement, the kitchen, Your usual setup. (1770s). And I'll tell you an interesting fact. Eliza had hired a free black woman, Ann Northup, to cook. And her husband was kidnapped. That was Solomon Northup. And he was the author of 12 Years a Slave. So kind of interesting. Some cool looking brownstones over there. So that's it for the MORRIS-JUMEL house. I'm gonna get out of here. Try to make it to the Francis Tavern before they close. And as always, if you like these kinds of videos, you can subscribe. If you want to support the channel, hit the like button. See ya.